Hey man, finally back after a hiatus for no real reason of taking one for this podcast, but better way to kind of do it like last day of the year, right? So December 31st to kind of knock one out. Perfect timing right after the UFC, so finally good to be back here, man, doing it.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
Yeah.
Hopefully we can get more going.
Yeah. So we caught the UFC last night, 207, and just kind of watched, Ronda Rousey's return and all that, and I think it was just a little bit different seeing all the pre-fight stuff, and she's the main event, not really a lot of build-up or anything from her, but I guess at the end of the day, she didn't even need to do anything, because guess what, it's sold out, and, obviously it's going to be big numbers, she's just a huge draw in general, right?
Yeah.
So she didn't even need to do anything, but the fact is, like they penalized, remember, Conor for not wanting to do...
Nick Diaz, they've done it too.
Yeah.
Not showing up to press conferences.
Exactly, right? They kind of gave her this pass. One, she probably shouldn't even had the rematch, At the end of the day, she was a very dominant champ. There's, possibility to say a rematch, but, you take a year off after a loss like that. She jumps right back into the title picture, taking on a new champ. A little bit different. Like, what was your thoughts on, like, her not doing any media stuff and kind of keeping away from everyone?
Yeah, well, I definitely thought it's obviously something new, right? You never seen that before. Them allowing them to do that. Like, I'm wondering if a big thing has to do with WME, who bought the UFC. Like, they manage her, right? So they're going to let her get away with a lot more than they would other people. So
I never even thought about that. So you think that, like...
I think it has some... Well, she's obviously really close with Dana White and obviously close with WME, more so than any other fighters. Yeah. So I think that has something to do with it. Yeah. But I also think, like, they're Hollywood agency, right? You think they would want her to promote the fight and hype everything up.
Yeah, exactly.
But I guess they figured it would sell itself, right? So, like, the event was sold out.
I would imagine.
Yeah.
So, I'm just throwing it out there.
Yeah.
You got to figure this is,
Yeah, I just wonder what, like, the pay-per-view numbers will look like at the end of it,
I guess we'll see, right?
Because obviously it's gonna, like, we know about the fights. Yeah. We know about Ronda's coming back, but I think, like, casual fans, like, my wife didn't know. She had no idea Ronda Rousey was fighting. Like, I think casual fans don't know about it because there just wasn't. They weren't promoted enough, right? Like, and I think it hurts Amanda Nunes, obviously, right? Because she didn't get a lot of promotion. They didn't talk about her. You didn't get to hear a lot of her story, her background. So
it's funny because all the pre-fight commercials and trailers and build-up was all based around Ronda coming back, and there was almost no mention of the champ. You don't even know who the champ is, pretty
exactly.
much. And then when it comes to actually the countdowns and the embedded, it's all Amanda Nunes, right? Only because Ronda decided not to be a part of that.
Yeah.
It was also, I had heard initially, and I guess it was just a rumor, but that she wasn't even going to take part in the weigh-in ceremony.
I heard that too.
And that would have been crap. Everyone else has got to show up. You're the champ, or you're not the champ, but you're going for the title. You're the main event. You're the attraction. You got to be there, right?
Yeah.
So she ended up showing up. That was good.
Yeah.
So that was good.
I think it's like, if she's making so much money, obviously, I think it's part of her duty. You know what I mean? Like, people who aren't even making half as much as her still have to do all these media obligations. Like, look at Conor when he did the big media tour, and then he didn't want to do that again, right? And then wouldn't do the press conference, and they pulled him from the fight.
Exactly.
Ronda
gets away with it more, right?
Yeah, exactly. And Ronda, like, I don't care what anyone says, Ronda's not a bigger star than Conor.
Exactly.
He's the face of the UFC, so.
See, that's where it kind of comes up, that debate, like, who's the bigger star, right? So I think she kind of took it more into mainstream, and he kind of picked it up from there. And now it makes me wonder, who is the bigger star?
Yeah. I think they want her to be the bigger star.
Yeah.
Like, Dana White, when he goes on interviews saying that Ronda's pulled the bigger numbers than Conor and all this stuff, but I think because they can control Ronda a little bit more. Like, Conor, they can't control, right? Like, he's going to do whatever he wants. Yeah. So,
you know what? I think this whole thing has made, like, I think everyone should have a lot more respect for Conor after this, because guess what happened after Ronda's loss? She took a year off. She didn't speak to anyone. She didn't come back, and Holly Holm, she lost her title. She wanted to fight immediately. She ended up losing, but she came back because that's what a champion does. They come back. They say they're gonna get that title back. They're on the road to building themselves back up to where they were. She takes a year off, goes into hiding, says she's gonna commit suicide. Then she goes and says, I get her thinking on it, but she was saying that she's not undefeated because that's a choice that you make, and I get that in the sense where. You always believe in yourself. You always believe you are the best. But at the end of the day, I'd rather hear her say, "I took a loss. I'm going to come back stronger from it." I'll play something after with Dominic Cruz, what he said. I was listening to it earlier.
Yeah.
But he's like, I'll take my loss like a man. That's what Conor did, right, after his fight with Nate.
Yeah, I think if you think in your head you're the best.
Yeah.
Like Conor, he lost to Nate Diaz, but he wanted that back right away, so he regrouped and came back with a better game plan, and controversial, but he won that fight, right? So,
and even look what he did too. He said like, "Hey, we're gonna do it welterweight." He's like, I'm not gonna have
no excuses,
right? It was a close fight. I think Conor won the second one. It was close, but you know what? He came back right away. He's like, I'm not taking anything else. I'm not defending my belt. He didn't want the lightweight belt at the time. He's like, I want this fight back. Good for him, right? So
and that's what most of these fighters are doing, right? Like, not taking a year off, then coming back, and being taking a year off after a knockout like that and coming right into a title fight. It's hard for anyone. So
I picked Nunes to win, but it was when I was making my picks, that was the one I came to last, only because I couldn't make a decision on it. And I kept going. I'm like, how do you bet against Ronda? How do you bet against Ronda? But you know what? I think Nunes cracks hard. Misha Tate said she's the hardest puncher she's ever come up against. I think Holly Holm laid that blueprint, how to beat her, to keep that range. And Ronda, she keeps going in, just trying to clinch like this, and you can't always do that with a big banger or someone just trying to take your head off, right? Look what happened. Right? So, I don't know. But what are your thoughts on the other fights? So we saw, kind of some of the prelims fights, but
the most surprising fight was obviously the Dominic Cruz, I think, in the Cody Garbrandt fight. I think that's obviously the biggest upset on the card.
Yeah, by far, got fight of the night.
Pretty sure Cody Garbrandt was a big underdog.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, the whole fight just shocked me. I would have never even guessed that.
And even what Cruz was saying before, he's like, if you think you're just going to knock me out, he's like, you've already lost, right? But it's because he's able to just move and slip and angle, and no one can hit him. He's such a defensive fighter, but it's because he ends up hurting guys, and he rocked Cody a couple of times in the fight. And I'd say it's not necessarily because he's got that sit-down power on his punches, but it's because he hits guys on different angles, right? He hits them, but he does hit them on the end of his punches, right? Because he does throw long, he cracks them on different angles where you're not expecting. That's why it rocks guys, right? It surprises them, that shot you don't see, right? So, I think I gave Cruz the first round. I thought the second round was, they're all close. But I think first and second were close. I gave Cruz the first and Garbrandt the second.
Yeah, I was pretty much scored to the same. I think the fourth round was the most decisive round. Just to, kind of turn the tide a little bit, you know what I mean? Like, and it made the fifth round, like, Dominic had to go out there and either finish him or, have a good performance the last round.
Exactly. And it's unfortunate though, because I'm a Cruz fan, I want to see him win, but when you're going to the fifth round and you're down in the scorecards, like, that's just not going to be his game, right? Because he doesn't necessarily have that knockout power, right?
He's not a finisher.
So that was a bit disappointing, but it was a great fight. And then, like we were just saying about Ron, actually I'll play that little clip here. It was just the first minute of his post-fight scrum, and he just talks about making that just his thoughts on the fight and where he's going to go from here. So I'll just put that right in.
Dominic, obviously a tough night for you tonight.
What was tough about it?
Walking away with the loss, of course.
Loss is part of life. If you don't have loss, you don't grow. This isn't tough, this is life.
What did you think about your performance tonight? Some people said maybe you weren't quite at 100% tonight.
They're wrong. I was there. That was 100% me. I was healthy. I was everything I've always been in my eyes. I got caught in a couple transitions, and that's how it goes in this game. You're swinging 4-ounce gloves. You get caught sometimes. What else can you really say about that? I got to go back and watch the fight, obviously. But I can't, after feeling it, after getting through it, after seeing the look in his eyes a couple times when I punched him, when I kicked him, when I fought him, I'm not disappointed in myself at all. All I can say is I lost, and I'll take my loss like a man.
Was there any...
good for him. Right? You think Ronda's doing that? And I don't want to always draw that kind of comparison with her. We'll see what she does from here. I personally, I don't really see her coming back. I think she's probably done.
I don't think she's coming back. I think even if she won, she wasn't going to come back. I think she was going to take the title.
It would be, that would be a good way to go out. Go on the sunset. You got the belt and everything. That's the perfect way to go out. It's a shame that, it wasn't even a competitive fight. At the end of the day, she had no offense. She didn't even hit her once. She got cracked. Less than a minute gets stopped. Right? So
I used to never really like Dominic Cruz just because he wasn't the most exciting fighter. It wasn't really the style I enjoyed watching.
No, me too.
But lately, I've come to like him, and he's a true champion. But after hearing that, that's what you need to say, right? That's exactly. Yeah. He said everything right, and he meant it. You can tell he meant exactly what he said. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like,
and that's what I like about him, because this guy, you cannot get into a verbal war with him. Yeah.
He destroyed Cody before the fight.
He destroyed Cody. He destroyed Faber. Yeah. He destroyed Dillashaw there. Yeah. The guy, he's smart. He's analytical. I think he's the best analyst in the game. When I watch guys describe others, their fighting styles, what they're going to do, like, he is the best in the game, I think, right? And I think going up against him in that sense is no good, right? Yeah. And, you also look at it before and you think Cody's kind of beat mentally and things like that, but he came out, he had a strong performance. And
I thought mentally Cody was beat. He's 26, he's really young. I thought, and like you look at how he's reacting to everything that, wanting to fight him, wanting to, throw chairs at him or whatever. Like, it shocked me though, like, just the fight, just how it went. Like, he basically did everything Dominic did, just better. Yeah. Better than him at that, that night.
Which is shocking because, if you're going to pick how he was going to win, he did put him on his butt a couple times, but he was slipping, he was angling, like he was doing a lot of things Dominic does, but he was fast,
And countering, like anytime Dominic would throw a leg kick, he was just countering off that really well, like.
So I mean, he did a great job, and I think it was the first time, I think he had a pretty good ride up to the title.
He didn't fight anyone really. Thomas Almeida
was his biggest game, and he starched him, like a minute in, or not, but it was close. In the first few minutes, he stopped him, and beyond that, and even his last fight, it was against guys who didn't have a big name on him. He got got there because he was stopping all these guys. He started chirping Cruz, and he got there, and he took him out and took him the best guy out there, right? So not too bad. But then kind of coming back to Ronda's fight. I mean, I don't even really know what to say. Like, she's a world-class judoka, right? She's in there and I don't know, you can't, when someone is swinging at you, though, you cannot just try and grab them all the time and
like, it just looked like she had no foot movement, no footwork, like, just no head movement. Like, when she's doing her shadow boxing, you see her moving her head, shoulder rolling, doing all this stuff, and then, like, the fight, she's not doing any of that. Yeah. And she just looks like a deer caught in the headlights,
Like, two things I don't know, like, are stuck in my mind is, like, one is, how did she get this far? With just how the last two fights have gone?
I think it's the level of competition, right? Like, the women's division was just starting out. The level isn't. I think you can be, a one-trick pony and get away with that. Yeah. So I think that has a lot to do with it, and I think now they're evolving a little bit more. Like Amanda Nunes, like, she's a black belt on the ground. Obviously got really good boxing.
I mean, but and that's where everyone says she's black belt on the ground. Ronda's beat black belts.
Yeah, for sure.
But there was a difference here, and she cracked hard, and and you don't see Ronda shoot for a takedown. You don't ever see her like wrestle or take a shot because. Guess what? Look what happened to Cruz, right? He got dropped on his ass, and this was actually what was like. I was super impressed, but he got dropped on his ass, and he shot into that takedown. He was able to get back up, and he was still rocked on his feet. But what was the first thing he did? He started moving his head like how he does. Yeah. But all that's muscle memory, right? Yeah. But at the end of the day, he shot in, and he knew he was in trouble, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Ronda gets hit, and it's like she just freezes. She doesn't know what to do, right? Like.
Yeah, exactly. And I don't know. She doesn't go to that next level or anything, right?
Yeah. So, I think she's just so used to dominating people. And like how much sparring where she's actually getting hit. Yeah. Like, that's what I'd like to know.
I'd have to go ahead and guess that she's probably being protected in the gym.
There's not many girls that can go with her. Yeah. You know what I mean? And then you're not going to have a guy go in there and slug it out with her. You know what I mean?
So what do you think about her coach in general? Like,
I was never a huge fan of him. Yeah. Like, I heard the audio from the last fight, the Holly Holm fight, and it's like, not impressed. He doesn't really say anything it doesn't sound like a good cornerman. He doesn't know. It's not mixed martial arts.
Got Professor Jared Revell just sneaking in here, just trying to get some face time. That's his thing, just face time. That's it.
I'm just trying to yell at there.
Exactly. So then you see him not only with so good, man, so good. But then you see him not only with Ronda, but you see what he's done with
Jake Allenberger. Yeah. He's had quite a few fighters go over there.
But look at like Travis Brown, right? He was a killer before, and that's kind of what he's turned into now, like a little bit more of a. He's trying to be like a technical boxer. Yeah. At the end of the day, he's just not that, right? He's not coming across and making it work out well. Yeah. Right. So I don't know, like his approach to the game, like how he goes all around, it's a little bit different. Right?
Yeah, like he's a kickboxer, but like most of his fighters don't throw much kicks. So it's like I don't know. Like I've seen him fight on YouTube a couple times. Like he doesn't have a big record.
Yeah, well, I think he's also got if you look at the guys he's fought too.
Yeah.
I think someone would come on and said like the records.
Yeah,
the guys
they broke
he's
down
fought
the records,
are pretty terrible, right? So,
yeah.
But so then we'll play this audio clip I heard from the corner of his Ronda's fight here with Amanda Nunes, and we'll just see the 30 seconds that fight took place.
Miss. Ronda, make her miss. Be patient. Take your moments. Head movement. 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 Yes, move. There we go. Head up. Head up. Heads up.
And as soon as when she's getting cracked.
Punches. Flinch. Get to the head. Head movement. Good job. Jab. Move, please.
That's when they stopped right there.
Move, clinch.
No, I think we're still going.
Clinch.
I'd actually like to hear this side by side, like actually watching the fight, see what points.
Yeah.
But I mean,
he definitely sounds emotionally invested. Like he obviously cares about her, but there's nothing technical coming from anything out of his mouth.
And that's where having that corner audio, we get to hear it. I'm sure that he's emotionally invested, but he's got to take that away. He's telling her, he's saying clinch. He's like, use head movement, but when has she ever used head movement really? Right? When I watched that, I'm thinking, hey, why isn't she shooting, right? But then what you were telling me something before, right?
Yeah.
Like about her?
Yeah, well, like Brendan Schaub was saying before, like she supposedly has really bad knees, so her wrestling she's not allowed to, she can't wrestle that well, so.
Yeah. So it makes you wonder, she's got to work for something else, right?
Yeah. Like I've never really seen her shoot in and for a single, double, anything like that. It's all been the clinch, right? So
anytime she gets a hold of him, she usually tosses him on her ass, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't know, but you're yelling head movement. She's never shown this before, right?
Yeah.
You're yelling no, but there's got to be, you got to try and break it down, stay calm, and give this constructive.
Yeah.
And one of the things I think as a cornerman and a coach, especially in the corner though, like in that short time frame, you want to try and say the positive side of things. That's what one of my coaches was saying. Is try not to say the negative side. So don't tell her no. Tell her, hey, I need you doing this. I need you. You're not saying, okay, don't do this. Don't don't do that. Don't stand in front of her. No, I want to hear the positive. And I think people are going to react better to that.
Yeah,
and I think it's tough as a coach to kind of get your mindset in your mind in that frame of thinking. But I think you need to, right?
I think it also doesn't help that he doesn't have an MMA background. You know what I mean? Like he doesn't have a grappling background. Like he's just screaming clinch. You know, head movements. Like he screamed head movement. I think it's like 8 times in a row there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
exactly. So
he's not saying anything that's really helping her, right? Like
and you look at, she's considered one of the highest level athletes. In the UFC, and it's debatable, but that's what, and she's training with a coach that's considered a bit of a joke right now, especially after other performances. What else he's done? Like why I don't know why she's not moving on or cross training or doing something else. I get the loyalty there, but if someone's not helping you and is probably possibly a negative impact on how you are, then
if you're loyal to him, that's fine. Talk to him and don't have him as your head coach. Have him as one of your boxing coach or your kickboxing coach, and then get someone else that's a head coach. You know what I mean? Someone there's so many good head coaches.
Exactly.
Good MMA teams out there now. Like there's lots of them. I just don't understand it either.
Yeah, I mean, I like to see her thrive under even Jackson's, right? Head over Greg.
Yeah.
To kind of take that approach and their mindset.
Or like Faraz TriStar.
Exactly.
Imagine him setting up a game plan for her. Right?
Exactly. So it'd be unreal, but we'll
the only 2 fighters that are still there are Travis Brown and Ronda Rousey.
Yeah.
Like
Ellenberger
left. There's a couple other guys, and they just all left. It's obviously they saw the writing on the wall, maybe.
Yeah. anyway, we'll see what she does from here. I was disappointed, but I mean, it's to be expected. You know, she was pretty broken in there. You feel bad for her, right? She's sitting there, and I was telling someone else, and I was saying like that just goes to show you, like, she's been on the other side of it. It's the highest of the highest, and the lowest of the lows, and that was the lowest she's felt. And, you know, she's been, that's rough, you know? Yeah,
I felt bad. For, like, watching it, I felt sorry for her.
Yeah.
But also, the way she's treated women that she's been,
exactly.
you know, do-nothing bitches, talk down on people like she's better. In my mind, I was kind of like, oh, she got what she deserved, right? You know?
Exactly.
And if she had done media leading up to the fight, saying, you know, this is what I was going through, you know, this is my thinking on all this is why I didn't talk to anyone, I think people would be like a little more sympathetic to what happened, right? But now it's just like, whatever. We're not going to hear about her from, you know, maybe a year. We won't hear about her if we hear about her again, right?
Exactly. Like, so we'll see how she reacts to this one, if she learned anything from the last one, the criticism she faced, right?
Yeah. And if anyone's ever seen her in the Fast and Furious movie, I don't think she's gonna have a long acting. I don't think she's gonna have a long acting career.
Might make that crossover from the one side of the Hollywood to the X video side of things, right? So who knows, right?
Well, they already did a spoof Ronda Rousey porno.
Oh, okay. Well,
Ronda Rousey.
We'll have to pull that up after, you know. Shout out on the camera, pull it up. So we'll see. But you know, last one we'll talk about is just like Johnny Hendricks and the Neil Magny fight, right?
Do you want to talk about the Dillashaw?
Oh, actually, man. That? You know, I completely forgot about it.
Yeah, Dillashaw looked awesome. I thought he looked good. Perfect game plan, obviously, and his movement and speed. Like Lineker, you know, stalking him, trying to. And it's just not going to work.
One dimensional, like he comes forward. He's exciting to watch. That's where he's cracking you.
Yeah.
But he doesn't have too many tools. He swings like he's not even technical with his boxing. He just swings like wild hooks. So you didn't hear him in you know, the end of the third round when he was cracking the body. And he actually connected a couple times. But,
you know. The fight they have to make is Cody and TJ. You know what I mean? Like the storyline is there.
It's awesome, yeah.
It's gonna be obviously a good fight. And then like after the TJ called him out, you know, called him a young guy or whatever. And like,
what do you think of that one? How do you see that one going?
I don't know. Well, I didn't see Cody doing what he did against Dominic, so it's a toss up for me. Like,
it's gonna be interesting because I think TJ is more diverse.
Yeah.
You know, he's switching and, you know, he's throwing head kicks and lots of different angles and stuff. But I'd say, like, look what Cody did. Like, you know, he really showed how good he was with his angles, how his speed.
Yeah, I don't think people realize how good of movement and footwork and angles and everything.
I was actually really impressed with his takedown defense, actually, too. He got taken down a couple times. He even got Cruz down, but Cruz, the reason he's so successful with his takedowns is because he's coming on those angles. Right? He's slipping off on angles and he shoots in, right? He's also got those knee taps and things like that. And Cody was able to stuff a lot of those takedowns.
Apparently he's got had a really good background in high school wrestling.
You know what? Like, so they kind of make him out to have like this great base in it. I mean, I've heard the other side of things where maybe his grappling's not so good. And he's kind of like a bit catered to down the alpha male. But you know what? He showed it.
Yeah.
Right. So
basically, what I heard is like he could have gone to college or university to do wrestling, but his grandpa was a boxer, so he just chose to do boxing instead, stick more that side. So.
Well, I mean, I don't know. That fight's a pickup too. I think he can. I don't see Dillashaw knocking Cody out, but I could see.
Yeah, Cody's obviously got way more power, right? So it's a good fight, man. That's probably the best fight to make up in that division. So.
Exactly. Great storyline. Like, I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah.
And then, just Johnny Hendricks. Like, what do you think of this guy? Like, the guy looks like he's just...
well, just in general, like, did you see the pre-fight interview he did?
I didn't watch that.
He was calling the media out, basically saying, like, oh, you know, which is true. Like, you guys have no idea what it takes to cut weight. You guys have never done this. You know, you guys are... You know, he challenged them to do it. And then Ariel Helwani actually said, he's like, you know, are you okay? He's like, you're leaning over a lot. He's like, you're kind of fidgety.
Well, Ariel also said that when he was walking by... like their team, he asked one of their coaches how it's going. He's like, 1 pound to go.
Yeah.
And he missed weight by like 3
pounds. Even Ariel said, he's like, what's your weight at? And he's like, it's so close. You can't even believe it. You know what I mean? And then
my biggest thing with Johnny Hendricks, and the reason I just can't get on board with the guy, is because the first step to, I think, self-improvement is taking ownership of your losses, right? Or taking ownership of your faults, your mistakes, right? And that is something he does not do.
He's always got someone to blame.
People who, I believe, like, people unsuccessful, they're blaming others for their problems, right?
Yeah.
He's always just blaming others.
Yeah.
He's not, like, examining himself, blaming himself, and seeing, what am I doing wrong? At the end of the day, you are the one missing weight. You're the one in the cage fighting, right? This is, you train together as a team. You've got coaches, but this is an individual sport. You're going to be blaming others. I didn't like how he acted when he lost to George. George was there. They were at the meeting, at the press conference. I still remember this, and I just remember George was sitting there in his suit, and George was beat up. His face was bloodied and bruised, and George was just like he stayed a class act, right? And Johnny, understandably upset. He felt like he won the fight. Probably, he won the fight. He beat him up, but don't go out there act like a buffoon. Act with class. Look what George did. That's why he's where he's at.
I think he can still come across and say, look what I did to this guy. Look, I should have won this, but not being a dick.
That's a good point, because what he was saying was, he's like, I won this fight. Look at his face. And George is sitting there all class in his suit. It's like, don't humiliate a guy like that. Show some respect. At the end of this, fight's done.
Yeah,
right?
Especially a guy that's done so much for the division for you.
Yeah, but he looks like he's just taken the fall from grace. Physically, his appearance looks like it's deteriorated.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on with him.
Like, he was with Mark Lehman, right? Like, for the longest time, and then he left that gym. Yeah. And then he was basically from his own for a bit. Yeah, he was going like he had one coach here, one coach here, one coach here. He was kind of going to different spots, and that's kind of when it happened too, right? And I think he's, he doesn't have the team to push him. Yeah. He doesn't have the, Mark Lehman. Like, a lot of people don't like that guy, but he's really good at what he does.
He's been around forever.
Yeah, and the proof is in the pudding, man. Like, obviously, as soon as he left there, he hasn't, he doesn't have the discipline. He doesn't,
So I think that's 5 losses in a row.
Something like 4 or 5. And actually, to the fight, like I thought he looked better than he has. You know what I mean? He went back to his wrestling a little bit.
He did, yeah.
Went back to kind of what got him there. But it wasn't enough, right? And like, and with, if it's a close fight, and with him missing weight, I'm kind of, he should lose, right? Like,
it was a bit curious to say, like, he maybe won that fight. It was split decision, it was close. I think Neil Magny, he did more damage, though.
Yeah, those triangles, those elbows.
He was closer to finishing the fight.
Yeah.
Johnny Hendricks was on top. A lot of times the decision would have gone to him. At the end of the day, not a fan of the guy. I don't like the way he fights. I don't like the way he conducts himself. I don't like that he doesn't take the weight cutting seriously. Yeah. So he lost the decision. So I'm not going to be upset about that. And it's 3 losses in a row for him.
Yeah. So. The thing is, like, what does he do from here? Like, he's not a middleweight fighter. No. He's really short. Exactly. Like, he's like.
He's an undisciplined welterweight.
Yeah, if you've seen him, like, when he's not fighting, like a pool party, like UFC pool parties, he's got a huge gut. Yeah. You know what I mean? So it's like, he likes to eat, and I don't know if he likes to drink beer or what, but...
Well, because he left Mike Dolce, and then he criticized him.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if he criticized him about the pricing. I know Gastelum did, about the cost of him thing. I'm not sure what Johnny Hendricks' issue was with him, but he always made weight with him.
Yeah.
But, Dolce came out and defended himself, and he's like, my job is to get you down to 170, but... his job is, like, he gets up to 230 outside of fights. That's what he said. He's like walking around at 230 when he doesn't have a fight. That's unacceptable, right? Like, something comes up, you can't even be...
Most light heavyweights don't even walk around.
Yeah, exactly. You're not even close to that size, There's middleweights who are much less than even light heavyweights, right?
Like, Dolce, like, I've heard Dolce is expensive, obviously, because he's like the top, right? Yeah. But, like, he made a good point. Like, Gastelum didn't make weight a few times, won the fight, would have gotten the performance bonus.
Exactly.
And Dolce said, look, it might cost him a little bit more, but he's missing out on this bonus. He missed 20% of, he got deducted because of not making weight. You know what I mean? In the long run, it's worth it. You know what I mean? Like,
exactly.
It's, you kind of have to nowadays, right? So.
And you gotta find something, because what you're doing is not working, right?
Something's not going right.
Yeah, you keep following that path. I don't know how many weight misses that is for him.
Yeah.
It's just too many, right?
Yeah.
One is too much, right?
Oh,
it shouldn't happen, right? It's unacceptable.
Well, when it's the weigh-in day, and the biggest thing is like, oh, is Johnny Hendricks gonna make weight? Like, that's a problem, right? Like, you don't want people thinking about that. Like,
so anyway, wicked card to kind of end off the year. It's a good year. Glad we started off this podcast, but we got to actually stick with it, keep it going.
Yeah, so for sure.
That's what we're gonna do. Get it going and kind of make it a regular thing.
Yeah.
So.
Hopefully, do it at the gym here, and then get some of these guys in here, and
get a bunch of people coming on. We got like good, network of people around us, some high level fighters, coaches, athletes. So it'll be big. So
get Professor Jared on here with some motivational speaking.
Exactly. So all right, man. Happy New Year.
Later.
All right.